What if I were to tell you that the parenting struggles you're facing today are not the end of your story? What if they're actually inviting you into a new chapter? Welcome back to Authentically Parenting. Today is a little different. Instead of hearing another teaching from me, I want you to hear from a mom who has been doing this work. When Daria first joined me 4 years ago, she loved her children deeply, just like so many parents do. But she also carried a lot of guilt, a lot of self-criticism, a lot of fear that she might repeat patterns she never wanted to pass on. Not because she wasn't a good mom, but because she was carrying stories and protective patterns she hadn't yet had the opportunity to understand. Over the last 4 years, I have had the incredible privilege of walking alongside Daria as she uncovered those layers, not just in her parenting, but within herself. What you will hear today isn't the story of a perfect parent. It's the story of a mother who chose to stay curious, who kept showing up no matter what, who practiced, who reflected, repaired, and grew. And little by little, that work began changing not only her relationship with her children, but also with her husband, her family, and perhaps most importantly, with herself. As you listen to Daria, I invite you to notice something. This isn't just a conversation about parenting, it's truly a conversation about becoming, about understanding what our nervous systems has been carrying for years, about discovering that our hardest parenting moments can sometimes become the doorway to our deepest growth. I hope you will see a little of yourself in Daria's story. Let's begin.
So I feel like every day feels better in terms of reframing and understanding, and it gives me a lot of peace. And it gives me a lot of reassurance, like trusting more, and that soaks in the body, because I was even told you cannot be so calm. So, and then I was like, okay, so it is noticeable because the body speaks before we speak. Our tension creeps in, and I can feel like it's settling in me.
Yeah, I'm soaking it all in. It's truly beautiful what you expressed. And, I wrote down, you said every day I'm reframing for better and truly in that trusting mode and softening. Like softening, I think is a new experience. I feel like that's becoming
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's like it's like becoming familiar and more familiar, like within the body. My relationship with Leon is spectacular. I have great with both of them, but like Leon, he will be 9, so I can see him now. Like you always used to say, that his reasoning will increase, his ability to express himself, and all the things. Like I was working on boundaries with love, and like I don't have this burden bribing them. When I tell something, they can intuitively like really follow. When I say, there is a dishwasher to be done, or we need to put the socks, I was like, okay. Because I worked, it's like you've been waiting 4 years to see something, and it was worth it. And it's not like it's the glory because I'm the better. It's not about that.
Yeah,
It's not about that, but I was very conscious. I decided to put down the threats, to put down this last resort we grab, because I knew what I wanted to build in the future. And I had this vision that I want to have kids that they want to contribute, not that they don't rebel. Of course, sometimes they refuse, and it's like, what is it? What's behind it? But eventually it's like inner drive. And that was my main focus, to instill in them inner drive, the love for it. And now I don't have this thing that I have to bribe them with everything, because it only increases with age. When they are small, like when we met Leon, he was like, what, 4?
Or
So still you can take the child and move the child, but with the 8-year-old, you cannot do that. And I was constantly thinking what kind of relationship I want.
Right.
Like he tells me the truth. He is very open, and my husband, he notices that, and it's like, how did you do that? I was like, that's the trick.
I don't get that.
I said, that's the trick. This is when 4 years of dedicated practice
Totally.
of the things that maybe that's why I know what the conscious parenting lies. I understand now, like cognitively and with the heart, that is the connection. And when I talk with the same parents, like I will be darn boring with the same, like a tape, but the ground for everything is a connection. If there is no thread to your child's heart to come the emotion, we can train kids. We can, because I'm not saying that this doesn't work, but this is not what was my focus. I stopped wanting just to train them to eat well, to be nice, and just I wanted to have impact on them, like an real influence.
Right.
And that was motivating me to, and it's harder. It's harder in the way that you put conscious work. It's not like, okay, here's the treat, great, right? And I'm not criticizing or absolutely not judging any other parenting styles, because we all choose for ourselves. But now when he's like in this age of expressing himself and telling, and like he can come to the kitchen and he can just tell me, Mom, I just wanted to tell you how much you mean to me. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my days. These are the moments, like today, and he hold the door for me. We have like winter, and he hold the door. It's like, Mom, I was waiting for you. And I know that these are the model behavior of being a conscious parent, of being someone who not only puts the behaviors, but also shows the values behind that, right? So,
Totally. Oh my God.
yeah.
Like you're stepping into something that's going to get you to what you desire in your family, in your parenting, and the marriage you in. So yeah, you kept on keeping on. So you're parenting while reparenting yourself.
Yeah, that's the key thing, because the resistance was to dissolve within me and to overcome the judgments I had, the labels, but it really came naturally when I started to build the foundation. And even with Jasmine, when she's hitting now this developmental peak, like it was with Leon. But also I can see that when she sees me with Leon, she also learns the way of behaving. Like yesterday, she told me, Mom, this girl, she was very mean to me in school. I was like, okay, thank you for telling me. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you would love to tell me? And then she just paused. But then she said to me, you know what? I wasn't angry and I didn't give back, but I was sad. And I was like, that's okay. So I can gain a lot of information just with her also coming with some, like today, she also told me, Mom, I need to tell you that I wasn't nice to Leon. I said some hurtful sentences to him. I was like, okay, I'm listening. I'm open. I'm here. And she said, and you know what? It's because it was not because of Liam, but because of his friend, because he pulled my hair. And then she was like, I was so frustrated. And I was like, I understand. And you took it out on Liam. So I allowed her the space. But then after, when we played league, I was like, so what do you think about that? And she says, I really want to say sorry to Liam. Right? So I can already see on Jasmine, even though we are having the heat of the storms, but how much she gained also of understanding of emotional intelligence in the process. And when she took something from school, she found a lipstick, and then it's like, I love it, I want the lipstick. And then I was just asking her when there was a possibility do you think that someone is missing this lipstick? Because this lipstick is really cool. No. Right? I'm like, okay, I can see that you really love the lipstick. So I can see also the patience, like not everything comes up in the exact moment, but I believe in her. So what do you think? I think we can give it to Camilla, to her teacher, and then she can put it in the box, so maybe someone will come. Right? So we finally arrived somewhere. But me back then would be very also triggered, and also being very fast with everything. I think that over those time I became such a slow person. My reaction definitely, they dissipated, because I don't have this tension in my body. I don't have this knot, this clench that was barely noticeable, and I don't have this urge to fix the things right now, to be fixated, because it's for me more important to have a beautiful conversation with them, to give them space, and to lead this to the sometimes the things, they can take like a couple of days, and sometimes we come back to the things we talk about, or it's not everything has to be right now in this moment, like give me this,
The
or
urgency.
give it back,
Yeah.
or like they have been having some conflicts between themselves, and that is also very triggering for me, because like, leave this, give it back. So I come up with some things beforehand. I'm learning to see and sense the steam and sense the signals, and it helps me to be upfront. Sometimes I'm late to the game, but then I can hold the space, and I'm like, okay, let's focus on what can we do right now. So I really changed. And this is what my husband, he noticed. And a couple of weeks ago, he had this moment, and he told me in the good, because you cannot be just so calm. You just can't. You have to give them consequences right now. And this is also another part of the trigger, because you have a parent who is different than you. So I was just repeating, narrate the calm is my favorite line, right? This is what we learn. So there is so many tools that okay, I see your point. I understand. Can we take it later on? And I will be right back with you when I can.
Beautiful. Yeah, you aced that.
Which is like, okay, I'm not mad at him. And I was like, which consequence? I'm asking. I'm just being curious. You think I could, because I'm open and I'm open to feedback. Do you think I don't give them consequences, or what could we do better? And it's like, was it a good consequence? Was it a good strategy? So like, it's like opening more of a conversation rather than go into the pushovers, like, or you did or you didn't whatsoever. So it also helps, because then you turn and then you do the same strategy on your husband, right? And it comes into the body, and some things that I was like, when I will learn it, that finally became part. And my mom, she started to be interested in conscious parenting after so many years, and now we've been together, and I always take the kids. And my sister, she gave me her kid, and I really want to create for them experience, and having 3 kids like them, it's for people with good nerves. because the triggers, they come up all the time. It's like, he just pushed me, he took my cereal, and they are different ages, and there's like this Bible, you're like, la. And then I am proud of myself, because I put the routine for them.
Yeah.
I made a plan for them, and we had such a good time. And my mom, she said to me, you're doing something different. I was like, you think so?
She noticed. Yay.
Yes, I said, well, I'm using this thing that I'm rather narrating than reacting. And then, because she's also now doing some more of healing, I was like, okay. So like, we have this thing like, don't cry, just don't cry. There is no need to cry. It's like, we take a pause and we just let ourselves cry. It's allowed. It's okay. we are all safe. And then she's like, you know, we are all in a good space. Like, let's just cry this out, right? I was like, I can't believe. I was like, I can't believe. And I just, you know,
It's natural for you. Now
yeah,
it's just
it
you know. Yes, it
yeah,
feels little slightly awkward in front of your parents, especially.
yeah.
I get that, but I feel there
Mhm.
is a lot more confidence now because you
Definitely
have
with
lived it.
practice. It works. It works because my nephew, he also said to his mom, my sister, you know what, Auntie, she is the coolest. She is always so happy. And
No.
I'm like, I'm happy. Me. I was the one who was the most frustrated, the one most furious, out of balance. But I can hold my balance, and don't get me wrong, because I have my hard moments. I really do. Like there is something, things in me, like I'm getting scared of something, or there is a like threat coming because there is a safety things. I still have some cues. But then like we train in a life to return, to come back, or to repair when there is like I see it's like, okay, I would like to let them know that there is a better way. Or it's like, let's do the drill one more time. You know, when something falls, you know, let's do the drill. And we are like practicing those things, like something happened, someone fell, right? So how can we keep the cool? So I'm like returning to my creativity and feel like it's not lost. I can do the remake and we can take it step further. Yeah.
There's so much depth in everything you said, you know, starting with your husband and your mother, and you're changing your whole family's dynamics. Coming back
Yeah.
to it, keep coming back
Yeah.
to it. And that is, I think it's been possible for you because you worked on yourself at the same time. You just didn't apply strategies that you learned, but you worked on yourself at the same time. And that's why I think made it easier.
So I've been because you put the integration questions, and I look at the membership with the prompts and everything, and I really feel supported. I think that the uncovering depth of the work is up on me as a parent, because it's the way I approach it, is the way I read it, is the way I sit down and do the work. So, and if I do, the things uncover for me naturally, to be honest. And I know I needed more help at the beginning when I have this thing with the self-criticism and guilt. And at the beginning, I really didn't know where to hold on to. But now when we're consequently working on in the membership and in our life, for me, everything is just made amazingly, because in the membership, all the things that you're giving, I'm just doing this every single day. And whenever I like I have this like question, what do I do with this? But it comes to me naturally. I know I have an idea, I have the value, I have the content. For now, everything for me feels very, very, very clear. So I am receiving from you all the most sublime support, because it's like every day check-in, every day food for thought, for contemplation. And in the membership, I really love scenario challenge. This was one of the most spectacular things for me. It was very practical, because the scenario, mom is in a supermarket, and then I don't know how you do it, that you put into 2 sentences the whole essence of life. And you just find the eclipse to it. I don't know, it's like golden, golden, sacred. I don't know, like this woman is amazing. And there were the things that I have my diary, because I did it every day. Within those 30 days of so many different scenarios, there was like underlying belief, There was a prompt to think about. That was one of
Wow,
the
I'm so
most
glad that
spectacular.
resonated with you.
I think this is super practical, and it can vary in little scenario. Like, okay, if it wasn't a supermarket, like I had a different similar situation when the boundary, for example, I can recognize, oh, those situations are very similar.
Yeah.
So I don't need more of the examples, because the example is like, okay, I can use it here, I can use it here, but not fixing the children, but giving them space. It really helped me to see my urge for fixing and expanding my ability to hold the space, for example. So I think that's genius. And you did it in the most skillful way with the most little text, but such a full pack content. And I think I even said it to my friend, if you just did this thing as a parent that doesn't know much, you would benefit from like horrendously. I thought to myself, yeah, I was biased towards parenting because I saw how my mom struggled because she was a single mom. She had 3 daughters, and I associated with parenting with being hard. And then I remember that I told my mom that I will never want to have children. And I was like, why was that? Because I saw how hard it was. It was a matter of survival.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so afraid of it. That how I'm gonna raise a child to be present, not to fight for survival, to work, to do everything, which gave me a lot of bias. So definitely the reflective questions for raising awareness, we have to be able to answer ourselves to find an information we can work with. And I think that Alive is, you made it genius, because 10 minutes video, it's with the specific thing, like here is a pause, and the next one was like with listening, which is the hardest for a parent, and then like little script for validations, because we know where the work falls down, because we do not validate their feelings. They do something and we react, and there is no space for naming the feeling, so there is no work. Right? We're gonna encounter the same situation with the same reaction. We can only shush them at some point, and they will learn, okay, I can't say anything because mom, she will be upset again, or dad. So for me, that is genius. That is really genius, and it's short, and it shows you exactly this little script for connection, which is everything. We know there is no further results without this. And like daily reflections and everything is really built very practically, but in an in-depth way. And I loved reading your feedbacks, because not only because they were amazing, gorgeous, but also because it repeats and then it stays in the subconscious. Like, that's why I write, that's why I participate, because it's for my own good. The thing that I affirm, the thing I put on, they exist, and I call them in. The things I celebrate, it's reinforced, multiplying, abundance, and everything. It's for my,
Yeah.
it's exactly, I don't have to do it, but I don't do it for you, I do it for myself, right? That's the work, because you've done your own work. Yes,
That's the work.
the reason I hold on to your work, and also through doing my own work for so many years, a part of the first program that is a complete masterpiece on how the child's brain is working, and how you saved me reading billions or bajillions of books, and you helped me to find the essence through your, because you're also an amazing person to that. You are so grounded. I borrowed your calmness so many times. I borrowed your attitude and everything to make it work. For me, the thing is that everything is like in alignment with science, with you cannot overlap the science. You can know that you go into vibration, into attunement, because nervous system, this is our holiness, how we are made in the image of the higher power. Why it's only your work that fits my needs, because like you work out the children on a level, not only being the human being, a vibrational being, and we are matches to certain things. There is so much beyond science of the science, and I feel like you you crack the codes that I cannot find somewhere else. That's outstanding what you're doing. And that's why I'm telling to parents, there has to be a level of consciousness to wake up to this depth. And I know there are more and more women that are going into the depth, because we know that splashing things on the walls and spaghettis, this doesn't work and it won't last, because that's the beauty of my relationship is this long-lasting foundation. Whatever is happening, whatever Leon is telling me, I'm not afraid, because I have this inner anchor that I know that he will come back to me. I know that he will come back to the source, to me, and will spring back from the trust. I don't have to overreact. It's everything is falling on its place in the right direction.
At the end, like just one word, what feels alive inside of you in your parenting right now?
You know, I think like my whole parenting is alive, because I wake up with passion. I wake up with ideas. You know, even the breakfast for me is a ceremony. Even like I can't wait when they come back from school. And I don't associate it with being perfect. There are splashes, there is life to it, but it's more about me carrying out my mission of being like a mom and doing it the way I always dreamed about. And there is nothing stopping me right now, because I have the vitality and I have the willingness. And when I wake up every single day, I see another thing, another purpose to it. Like today, my Leon's favorite book is Little Prince by Anthony Exupery. And I went to the shop and I saw there was the book, and I bought it for him as a present, because it's like, you know, Mom, I have this little passion of me. I want to write, I want to dance, you know. I want to, and the same is with Jasmine. She's skating, and we have those passions. I was like, there is so much today. And when we are in the car and we're like, today is going to be a good day, no matter what. And it's like, I'm using the connection things, like if it today was the movie, what movie review, you know, it starts from the morning. And if I slide down, no worries, I'm back on track with new ideas. So I appreciate this passion and aliveness. And the most I'm proud of that I don't dream about giving them back or away or anything. I just don't want to lose any minutes.
Thank you, my love. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope as you listen to Daria's story, you weren't just hearing her story. I hope you were also gently reflecting on your own. Maybe something she shared reminded you of yourself. Maybe it brought up a question you have never asked before. Or maybe it reminded you that parenting moments that feel the hardest aren't always about our children. Sometimes they're invitations. Invitation to become curious, to understand ourselves more deeply, to uncover the stories our nervous systems have been carrying for years. You know, one of my favorite things Daria said was that she didn't become a different person overnight. She practiced, she reflected, she repaired, and she kept showing up. And over time, those small moments created completely different experience for her family. I think that's such an important reminder. Real transformation rarely happens in one single breakthrough moment. It happens in hundreds of ordinary moments. One conversation, one repair, one pause, one new choice at a time. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do that work alone. If this conversation resonated with you, if you found yourself thinking, I think there are layers underneath my reactions too, I'd love to support you. Alive is an 8-week journey where we do exactly this work together. Not just learning parenting strategies, but really understanding ourselves, practicing new ways of responding, and creating the kind of relationships we want with our children and with ourselves. I will leave all the details in the description below. And whether we meet inside a live or simply here on YouTube every week, I'm truly so grateful you're here. Thank you for watching. Take a good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Lots of love.